Hi everyone, and welcome to 4 Top 3s. I'm V.
I'm Ivy. I'm Cassie.
Nailed it.
I'm Neo.
Yay!
Great, perfect, straight into this one. So this time round, it was Neil's choice. What did you choose, Neil?
I wanted to talk about candy, and then immediately I wanted to change my mind and do something else, but I didn't want to do that to everyone. So we're just going to do candy.
So it was like, mistakes have been made.
I was like, there's probably better things to talk about, but
there's nothing.
I already said candy.
I approve so much. But I do foresee some discussions about what counts as candy. So we'll get there when we get there.
No, I specifically asked for the council to tell me what candy is, so I could exclude the ones that are not candy. Yes.
About this.
Oh, right. Yeah, we already argued about this. I remember.
Yeah, like, we set this topic months ago. We never got around to recording it.
So, guys, wait for the next episode where we talk about our favorite biscuits.
Oh, wait, biscuits aren't included in the candy list? I'm joking.
They were not last time I asked.
All right, I'm gonna take a new approach this episode. Who wants to go first?
Roll
Neil
for it. Damn it.
Neil, good job.
I don't know if I'm pointing towards the same person on everyone's screen.
You pointed at the wall in my room. You're
Yeah, same. There you go. All right, Neil, you've been volunteered to go first. What have you got?
I haven't decided a lot of mine just yet, but I do know that I wanted to say that I like coconut haystacks. If you know
what is a coconut haystack?
Almond Joys are, I also like those.
Nope.
It's coconut and chocolate, but haystacks.
You mean
are
at Bounty?
Kind of, basically, but coconut haystacks are not that though. That's like what an Almond Joy is, kind of. I think.
Oh, I know what this is.
Nice.
It's just chocolate and a bunch of coconut mixed up into a blob.
Yep.
They're usually done at chocolate places. Like if you go somewhere to like a chocolate shop somewhere, they'll usually have.
I think in German we call them Kokosmakronen, like coconut macaroons.
Oh, coconut macaronis. Yes, I agree.
Not macaronis. Macaroni is something else.
Macaroni is the pasta. Macaroon is like the coconut pile.
Yes. No, I think we call them the same, but like whatever we call. No, we call it macaroni. I think that's Icelandic for macaroon. I don't know what.
I'm gonna Google Translate just to make sure.
Yeah. Macaroni. Sorry, I'm having a fucking stroke over here.
Macarona.
Oh, kokosnötter macarona. Yeah. I've had these.
Not macaroni, macarona.
Yeah. It's just me filling in syllables.
Hey, macarona.
Wait, so
are you a fan of the coconut? Like, I know not a lot of people like coconut.
Yeah. I don't like pineapples very much. I find that people if you like one, usually you don't like the other. I don't know of many people that like both. Everyone vote now.
I'm okay with both. I'm not like, I don't seek out the taste of coconut or pineapple, but I'm not opposed to either of them.
I think coconut is a very dull taste, and I think pineapples are vile.
Okay.
I gave V like a bowl of like fruits the other day, and I was so glad when she never tried to feed me a single fucking pineapple that was in that thing.
He'd already told me he hated it.
I sat there in fear of the pineapple because I didn't want to be childish.
I do not like pineapples. Sometimes I like pineapple flavored things, and I don't mind pineapple flavor in like a fruit punch or pina coladas. That's good. Mm-hmm. I like that. But as far as like the fruit itself, I do not like it. But I do like coconut.
I love both.
Raw coconut or whatever.
I would much rather I'd much rather eat coconut than pineapple
Mm-hmm.
because I did the thing. I was really dumb. I ate so much pineapple that I cut the inside of my mouth.
You know.
So I don't eat that much pineapple anymore. And also, it's just not a thing in Iceland. You know, the very tropical fruit.
Yeah.
Doesn't really make its way here that much. But yeah, like, no, don't. Yeah, I don't mind both, but I much prefer coconut.
We have canned pineapples. Yeah, there you go.
That's
Thanks for
it.
coming to
And
my
they're
TED
just never
Talk.
as good.
My mom used to make cake. Well, she still sometimes does, but she makes like cake that has like coconut strings or whatever, the meat stuff in it. Because we do like Philippine cuisine has a lot of pineapple, not pineapple, coconut in it. So I grew up with most of them being almost everywhere. Just bite into something randomly. There's a coconut meat in there.
I will tell you now, I have never in my life been served anything with pineapple or coconut by my family. Like, that is just not a cooking material in our repertoire.
That might be why you don't like it. It might be like one of those, acquired tastes that you need to grow up with.
But everybody puts pineapples on pizzas like fucking lunatics.
Well, not everyone. Like
Well,
50% of
they're
the population does not.
They're very wrong.
Take your objections to the comments, but yeah, pineapples do not belong on pizza.
The
I'm
worst
sorry, but no.
The worst thing is, like, Iceland has like a very silly president right now. He's just there to be like, cutesy. And he, like, at one point came out and went like, you know what? I will declare that pineapples on pizza is okay in Iceland. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I'm not voting for you again, you stupid fucker. You've gone too far.
Well, I'm not opposed to pineapple on pizza, but I just don't eat it because I'm mostly vegetarian or vegan. So and usually it's like mixed with what's it called? Cured meat? No, cured ham. That's
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh no, wait. What is it?
It's not. It's like it's the Hawaiian pizza. It's ham and pineapple.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Sorry,
it's
for a second there.
Most vegetarians or vegans don't just order a pizza with pineapple on it, like with nothing else. That's just not a thing.
I'm baffled by that statement still about the president guy, because like that his statement on that implies that there was a time like in the hands of Iceland law that it might not have been okay.
It should not have been. It was an unspoken rule.
They were thinking about cracking down on this behavior.
Then we got
Travesty.
Then we got this libertarian left-wing president. He's all like, yeah, put whatever you want on your pizza. No yucking on people's yum. I will not vote for this again.
When you brought up like Iceland and pineapples, the first thing that popped into my mind is, why doesn't the Icelandic Philological Museum serve you waffles with pineapples around the waffles?
Oh.
Because they serve you dick-shaped waffles. It would make so much sense to put a pineapple around it.
That's a good idea. I don't think pineapples go with waffles, though.
I don't know, but they serve like a lot of fruit on them. I don't remember what they had. Definitely like strawberry and blueberries, and also the pomegranates.
Mm-hmm.
Pomegranate's so good.
But it isn't a candy.
It's not a candy.
How did we end up here?
Veered way off the topic. I'm
Pomegranate
sorry.
candy is not good.
Cut this. This is a Patreon segment.
I think our entire podcast, like, we cut it down to Patreon only content. We have like a 5-minute episode. I'll release that as a goof one episode. So, why do you like coconut haystacks?
They're good. I like the texture. I don't know.
In the American ones that you are used to eating, do you put like that paper, not paper, the edible paper thing underneath it? That is also given out on like in church. Don't know what they're called.
Not that I know.
The round thing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I want to say it's rice paper, but I don't think that's what it's called. I think that's just what my mum called it. But yeah, it's like the edible sweet paper that you put under macaroons.
Yeah,
it's so good. Nom, 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 nom.
I just wondered if that's a thing everywhere, because I looked up images and I do not see them there. And I do know
No,
that
neither.
when you get them over here, there are usually those paper things. They're called Oblaten in German. Underneath it.
I think they do. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of these. I find them to be like I need my
Too
kid to-
coconutty.
Yeah, it's just like it's weird to eat. Also, coconuts just don't have a great mouth feel. Like
You're
it's-
wrong.
I like
it's like eating a bunch of paper. It's like
No.
as a
not at
professional
all.
paper eater as a kid, I would know.
it's so good. It's good. It's good texture. What do you mean?
It's all flaky. It's like
Yeah, that's the
It can be
point.
good.
I don't know.
And it's kind of like moist in the middle when you get loads of them crammed together, and they just kind of stick, and it's really nice.
it
What's
gets
wrong with you?
stuck in your teeth everywhere.
I personally prefer if like the coconut is used as a topping instead of like the entire like the main course, quote unquote.
Mhm.
So I'm not a big fan of them. If they're there, I will eat one or two, but I'm not going to stuff my face with them. 20 of them or whatever.
I'm with Neil. We'll go to the bakery and we'll just cram ourselves up on these.
They're so good.
I remember having these, but we didn't serve them with chocolate. We used to have them at like school fairs and school fetes and stuff. Like when the parents would like make snacks and you take them there and you sell them for whatever. Yeah, I remember my mum making these, but obviously we didn't call them haystacks, so I think she called them something else. But they had the paper, and we did not mix them with chocolate. That was heresy. You could not do that.
Are you looking at a like a
Whitish one.
no? Yes, those are good. Those are not what I'm talking about. Though.
Yeah, there's ones that have like chocolate in them, so they're like a browner color.
Well, yeah, maybe. But I'm talking specifically about just coconut and chocolate. That's it.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's not
okay,
a
you need to
pastry.
post a pic. You need to post a pic, dude, because that's not anything I've seen.
Okay. How did you find haystacks and then see
I
those?
wrote
Those are
coconut
good.
Oh, I just wrote coconut haystack and then hit Google Images.
Yeah.
That's how I find most of your shit when you're talking to me, and I've got like, oh crap, I need to do some references. What am I looking at?
I see both the white ones and the chocolatey ones.
Yeah, same. Like I see the ones with the cherries on top, and
Yeah,
they're the ones
yeah.
that I'm used to seeing as a kid. Like I've never seen them mixed with chocolate, but like
Yeah,
obviously apart from that's on this Google page.
I've only ever seen the white ones, which are mostly just like marzipan and
Ew.
Nope, just coconut.
No.
Is it?
No, they're like caramelized on top, like sugary stuff or whatever. I don't know how the
Yeah.
fuck they stick together.
see. I'm
Glue.
not kidding you. You could have shown me these like white coconut haystack things, and you would have asked me like, "Ethan, have you eaten these?" And I'd be like, "Yes." And you'd ask, "What is in these?" I would have had no idea. I am genuinely scouring my brain. Like, is it chocolatey? What is it?
The haystack cookies, which is apparently what they're called, are very good. But I'm more talking about the chocolate. It's not really a cookie, not pastry. It's quite literally just milk chocolate or dark chocolate. I like milk chocolate with coconut in it. And that's
You know,
pretty much
you know,
it. That's all
you know
that's
what?
in there.
Fair. 100% fair. That does look delicious, and I wish I could try them right now.
They're pretty good. Especially,
Well, I've got decimated coconut in the cupboard, and we can get some chocolate.
All right, guys, we're done recording. I'm gonna go get chocolate.
Well, thank you for that, Neil. Who are you volunteering to go next?
roll off.
We failed.
Hey, Val, fuck that.
I don't have any. Me.
I'm not reaching for my dice. I mean, they are right here. You know, the literal best dice.
All right. I rolled all of these numbers because the table I'm rolling on is very uneven.
Oh, that looks like Aethel to me.
All right. I may catch some shit, and if I do catch shit, I'll amend. Do you guys know salt sticks?
Pretzels?
No, salt sticks.
Hey,
No.
this doesn't sound like candy.
Aethel, that's not a candy.
How is that not a candy?
What is salt stick?
What do
Well,
you
first
mean?
of all,
It's
it basically
salt
is
stick.
a really thin pretzel in a stick shape, covered in salt.
What is a pretzel? Is it a pastry?
No. You know.
No, I know
the
what a
stick
pretzel
itself.
is. I'm asking for definitions here.
Let's check.
Okay.
That's what you're eating.
Fine. I thought I'd catch shit for this one, so I had a backup one ready.
You can talk about your salt sticks if you want, but you're wrong. It's not. It's
not a candy.
Very much not candy.
Now, if that shit was covered in chocolate, I'd agree. It's a candy, but it's not.
They can be covered in chocolate.
They are like a candy in my head. It is the candy that was always on the table when we were watching movies as a kid. But that's why I wanted to bring it up. But I have a secondary backup because I
can be demoted to honourable mention.
No, I know.
Fuck
I'm gonna send Aethor some
That's like
pretzel
chips.
sticks with chocolate.
It's like chips. We said that chips weren't. We're not.
They don't count because they're snacks.
Yeah, crunchy
right?
stuff.
They count as savoury snacks.
They
are not candy.
I have a strict memory of like being told that I wasn't allowed to tell other people what counted and doesn't count as something. And I feel like the board has turned against me here.
Yeah.
All right.
You fucked up.
All right. So my number 3 is the candy that I used to get money from my aunt to go buy. They're called Kokoskuller in Icelandic. They're basically a ball of chocolate. It's soft chocolate. It's like malleable, moldy. It's not fudge. Fudge is much stickier.
No. I'm trying to think how to describe what that feeling is. It's like a slightly wet cookie dough.
Yeah. And
covered in chocolate
are they made of dates?
and rolled in coconut.
No. It's
I think it's just flour and butter and chocolate, I think.
Yeah. Here you go.
I think.
No. So these are Kokoskuller, as they're called, and they're sold in bakeries all around Iceland. And I absolutely loved these when I was younger. They're so fucking tasty. But they're this basically like a very, I don't even know how to describe it. Like they're very soft chocolate that's kind of sticks together. It's not melty really.
It looks like a chocolate muffin inside, or like a brownie.
It's much more chocolatey.
Yeah, I guess it's a bit more like a brownie, but it is like really pasty. It's more like a paste or a pate inside, like, but not as soft as a pate. Like it's really hard to describe exactly the texture.
Yeah.
Okay, so
but it's definitely not cake.
What is in it, according to this recipe I have, is butter, sugar, powdered sugar, vanilla drops, baking cocoa, and havramjöl, oats. And then somebody threw in a little bit of coffee, but they say you can skip that. That's what's in it. And then it gets rolled up in a little bit of coconut
rasps.
Thank you. Coconut. It just gets rolled
paper, as Aethel called it.
And that's it. It's not a very clever candy. It's not a very complicated candy, but I absolutely adore it. And
it looks good. And there's more steps to that than mine, because mine is just chocolate and coconut, and yours has so many other things in it.
I feel like Niels is like what happens when you accidentally mix the both ingredients. Are like, fuck, what do I do with it now? And you just put it in little heaps, and you're like, done.
Ta-da!
Somebody started making...
Had a breakdown, bon appetit.
Somebody started making Kokoskuller, realized they didn't have all the ingredients, put it on the table, kids ate it, bosh, made a meal.
Yep.
Not a meal, a candy. There's not much to say about it. It's just a favorite little, like, I don't think it's a candy. It's more closer to a pastry or like a little bakery good. I don't know what the fuck you want to call it, but it's chocolatey and sugary enough that you guys won't give me too much shit. So I'm sticking with it.
Yes.
But it's close enough.
I just have fond memories. Like I remember they costed like, I think it was 70 or 80 kronas when I was younger, which is just like dirt cheap. And I just remember, like, if I ever found, like, 50 kronas running around, I'd go and, like, ask my parents for, like, the extra 10 kronas that I need to, like, the extra 20, 30 kronas I need to go get a Kokoskulla. And, yeah, there used to be a bakery just down by where my parents lived, where I used to go for a Kokoskuller. And it's a very, very nice little candy. And I do have it from time to time, but I feel childish. There is nothing that makes me feel more it's just immature is the word. Like when I hold that in the bakery and I bite into it, I'm just like, and everybody's judging me. I feel like I'm wearing like an anime T-shirt at that moment. It's just like, yep, I'm being judged real hard right now.
Is that just a you? Is is that feeling just a you thing, or is it generally regarded that way that it's a children's dessert thing?
I don't know. I wish I had a good answer for that question because it's a good question, but I don't know. I think it's such I get the same feeling when I'm like walking around eating like a Twix. It's like, this is a kid thing to do. Like, just eat a Twix in the middle of the fucking day, dude.
Couldn't even wait till like after dark or whatever.
But he couldn't even eat it in his car in shame, no.
But Coca-Cola give me like that times like 10. It's like intense how childish I feel when I'm eating a Coca-Cola. But yeah, that's it for me.
Yay.
Yep. Can confirm it's good. All right, Kessie,
Yes.
what have you got?
Okay, so while thinking of this topic, I have to say, like, I'm not a big candy eater, which is why I needed to narrow it down, like, a lot. What is a biscuit and what is a candy and what is a snack? And, like, luckily I came up with 3 answers for my top 3. I managed to just do it. I even managed to get one honorable mention in. And I noticed while making my list that I actually have like a common thread among all of them. And let's see if any of you will pick it up.
Okay.
So my third one is actually Haribo. Not all of them, just 2 specific ones. And one is the Troppi Frutti, and one is the berries. And I don't know how much you know about, like, how well-known Haribo is in, for example, the States, Neil. I think you do have Haribo, just maybe not all the varieties.
The kids and grown-ups love it so.
Kids and grown-ups love it so. The happy world of Obira. Yeah, that's the one.
And I don't eat either of them anymore because I'm not very much of a sweets person, but I used to work for Haribo at one time as like at the conveyor belts. I just had to grab like the boxes that the candy came in, and I got like a large package of all the candy that went into that was packaged up. They were like in little boxes, and we had to empty those boxes into the conveyor belt so that it would package them up properly. And we were allowed.
You worked in a literal candy factory.
Yeah.
I would have died at 10 if you let me work in a candy factory.
I did not work there at 10 because children's labor is not allowed.
I would have retroactively died earlier from the amount of sugar I would have potentially eaten in my future.
Well, as I say, I'm not a big candy person. Like, there's a very limited amount of Haribo candies that I actually like. I do love Troppi Frutti. They have like they are like gummy bears, but they have like they're softer on the inside, and they have like a shell outside that feels a little bit like wax when you crack into it. I like those very much. And the berries ones, they're like they have like a squishy part on the inside. On the outside, they're like those little candy balls, I guess. And back in the day, I did not like. They sell the berries ones in bags where it's just the red ones and the black ones, but I refuse to buy those because I believe the black ones were licorice, and I was like, no, I'm not eating licorice. Yep. But like sometimes people would just buy what I don't know what they're called, but they're like a mixture where the berries are inside of them, and I always would pick out the berries. But there were almost like 5 in the pack, so it was very limited at the time. And it wasn't until I worked at Haribo itself, when I was able to eat them at the conveyor belt, that I was like, I have a box right here that I can spit into if I don't like something. I'm just gonna try a black one. And I realized the black one is not actually made of licorice. It's just, a lot of black food coloring. It's actually the same taste like the red ones. They're just made to look black because of raspberries and blackberries.
Wow.
So all my life I was like, I refuse to eat the black ones, and they weren't actually the deadly ones.
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
So you stood there literally eating off the conveyor belt.
Yeah, because like we two people always had to man the conveyor belt. The one person would stand at the receiving end that had the candy, and you had like to watch that there's always like the right amount of candy in the conveyor belt, and like it could not be too much, otherwise the conveyor belt got stuck. And then there's another person at the other end of the conveyor belt that would make sure that the plastic wrappings were always not stuck, and then the bags would go into the boxes in the right amounts, and then you could package it up. And when you were standing at the site that was receiving the candy, you always like, while the machine was packaging them up, or if you had like a stock, you were just standing there doing nothing. So you were just eating candy.
Okay. I have now zoomed on a different part of your story that I need you to explain to me.
Yeah.
Did you not tell me that on one end of the conveyor belt, you open a box and you empty out the candy onto the conveyor belt?
No. You don't open up a box. Like you get I don't know. They're like a box full. It's not a paper box, but like a plastic box, and the machine drops them in like a thin layer. So it's like a relatively large box, but they're very thin. So like the candy has the opportunity to dry in those boxes. And you get like a whole pallet full of those boxes. There's like maybe 20 times 2 on one pallet, and you have to empty them out. And sometimes when you had like a mixture, you had to make sure you only use 2 of those and 1 of those and mix them up in a perfect ratio.
The perfect ratio. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I was imagining one person standing on the end of the conveyor belt with paper boxes, opening them, dumping them on the conveyor belt, and the other person on the other end making sure they don't get stuck as they go into new paper boxes. And I was just like, please tell me this may have been one of those like insane moments of like conveyor belting.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
I very much we didn't like Haribo was around when I was a kid, but you only ever got them in like the big bags.
Yeah. No, not a fan of those.
And they were expensive at like they're like a pound or something. Expensive as a child. So we never had them really a lot growing up, but I like the fried eggs they did.
Fried eggs?
I liked the cola bowls.
What are fried eggs?
Yeah, they do fried eggs. They're good. I like them. They're marshmallowy and they have the yellow thing on top, and then you like rip the yellow yolk part off, and then you eat the marshmallow underneath. And then you have the cola bottles, which are I love them.
They were a classic for children.
I like the ones covered in. Yeah, I was still like, if you get them in like sweet mixtures or anything, or candy mixtures, and those the cola ones are in there. Yeah, 100%.
The cola ones are like marketing genius, because children are not allowed to drink Coke, so they were like, we're gonna make Coke flavored candy. The kids are gonna love them.
I like the cola ones. It probably is because I never really had like fizzy drinks before I was like 14 or 15 or some shit. But I always like the colour ones.
I'm personally not a fan of the most gummy parts of Haribo. So like the conveyor belts were always safe when I was at the gummy warehouse. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Guys, we're having too many losses on the gummy lines. Get it on it.
The funny thing is, we had like these long lines of conveyor belts, and every machine was packaging up a different type. So sometimes when you didn't like something and you had like a little bit of downtime, people would just go over to the other aisle, talk a little bit to the person standing at the conveyor belt, pick a couple of gummies, eat them while on the way back.
I really hope you guys got like free gym membership.
I was about to say the like employee end of the year photos must be like a nightmare show as everybody just gets heavier.
Fun fact: there were not many, like there were not extra sized people there. Most of them were slim. Probably because you had to walk around to get to the conveyor belts, and like, the place was big.
I assure you, no amount of walking would have stopped me from killing myself in that place. like I used to work construction, a physically demanding job, 10 hours a day. We worked 2 extra overtime for an entire year. I did not lose a kilo because every fucking minute I spent working, I would make up with an extra fucking candy bar at the end of the day. Like, I'm such a fucking fatty dude.
Haribo, good choice.
God damn.
My third choice is it's really I've had to do a complete mental shift because we don't really call them candy in the UK. We call them sweets. It's not candy, it's sweets. And then you have like things you get from a bakery and they're just bakery things. And then you have snacks, which are anything savory. So when I think candy, I have to remember.
I mean, that's why we had the council meeting.
That's what I remember. It is, yes. The Council of Elders came together to decide that
What is a candy?
was whatever Aethel said it was.
Aethel was wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, can we call this episode the Council of Candy?
Ooh.
Good choice. Thank you. I see you typing away. So my third is actually a penny sweet mix. Or like mix and match, whatever candy you want to call it. But it is going to the store, getting one of those paper bags and filling it with as many different types of little sweets from the little boxes and stuff as you possibly could. And then handing them over to the guy and he would look through them and he would say whether it's a one penny sweet or a 5 penny sweet. And then you hand over your 50p and then you take them home. So yeah, I like them.
I remember those stores.
I like having a mixture of different weird kinds of candies, like the white chocolate with the sprinkles on it, or but also we would have like gummies, little gummy bears in there, or we would have like sour sweets in there, or we'd have like worms, which were 10p, so you only ever got one of those every time we went to the shops. Yeah, so it's just penny sweet mix. And when I became an adult, you could go to like Tesco and then get like the big mixes of stuff and put them in giant bags, and no one was allowed to judge you because you put it through the self-checkout and no one knew how much candy you're buying. But we used to buy like penny sweet mixes like once or twice a week as kids. So whenever my dad went off to play Barbaliads and whatnot, and my sister came around with her 2 kids, we would just go buy some penny sweets to eat between us. And we had like a 50p, or if we were lucky, 50p each. And then we could get up to 50 sweets each, and we just ate them over the entire evening, and it was great. There were many fights involved as to who got the last of what, but that's not really the point.
Oh no. I mean, the nice thing about those is that you can actually only choose what you want instead of buying it. Like
exactly.
For example, the Haribo ones that I always pickpocketed just the berries out of. Like, you can't fucking control how many of what you get.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So when we did eventually like buy the big Haribo mix bags, it was always a disappointment because there's always stuff in there shit that you didn't want.
Yep.
And they were almost always like around the theme or the same sort of thing. So either like the berries, or it was like the generic mix, or like the marshmallow mix, or whatever it is. And like it just wasn't the same. And yeah, I like penny sweet mix. It was great, and they made me very happy. And we used to get like all sorts of things. Like we had fruit salad ones, and then there was blackjacks, which I didn't know were licorice. And then I'm like, oh, I'll give it a shot. And that's when I realized licorice was not for me. That went immediately into the bin. Yeah, that's it. I like penny sweet mixes. Give me a mixture of sweets, please.
My sister and I have a secret recipe for the candy shop. See, we put the gummy sharks at the bottom of the bag. And then you put sour belts and everything sour on top of it, so that the sour stuff falls onto the gummy sharks at the bottom of the bag. And then when you get to the gummy sharks, they're covered in all of the sour sand. And that's when the gummy sharks are at their best.
God fucking
They
damn
have
it,
to
Neil, you're a
ripen.
genius. Jesus Christ.
It's always the same whenever so we would throw like the sour sweets in there as well, and then it was when you'd pull out like the pink chocolate pig, and you were just like, oh, this is going to be good, and it's slightly sour and it's chocolate at the same time. I'm like, yes. It's so good.
So
It's amazing. You can do fun things at the candy shop.
Yeah.
you guys are basically just talking about like a candy bar, right? Where you just like have like these endless amount of like plastic shelves with candy, and you just get to scoop it out into the bag.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't a thing in Iceland until like well into the 2000s. Until then, we had in every like gas station there was like a little counter with the glass over it, and then you'd give the lady at the counter money, and she would just pick random things into a bag, and you got to like guide her a little bit.
No.
You had a little one on Vestmanair.
Yeah, we have like a candy bar where you have the plastic bins that you get to pick out.
Yeah.
But we used to have it so that there wasn't a plastic bin you got to pick out. The clerk had to like, with a tiny little metal spoon, like pick out candies from like these little plastic tubs they had under a little glass.
That's not the fun.
Well, you got to like...
We had this thing in Britain for a while, in a defunct store called Woolworths. You used to get like these paper cups with lids, and if they were like £2 or £3 each, so you've got the small or the big one, and you could fit as much candy in there. And the rule was, so long as the lid clicked on top, you could put whatever and however much you wanted in there. It was amazing.
That's absurd.
It was great.
That's great. That's great.
It was great. So yeah, that's my favorite kind of candy. The pick and mix kind of candy. I love it. All right, Neil, what have you got in your middle spot? Uh-oh.
He's quietly smiling to himself. Sour covered candy sharks.
They're so good. Oh, I've already like named a couple other things I like.
Oh no, you spoiled it too early, Neil.
All right, let me think.
So V, out of the penny mix things, which ones were your favorites?
I should have been thinking. Okay, all right.
Cut this, Neil.
I got it. So they sell candies here made by the San Antonio Alamo something company. I don't know. But it's basically like they take sour straws and gummy bears and all kinds of gummy candies, and they put this like spicy sweet goop on it, and it's so good, and they give you these little tweezers to pull the candies out of. And I sent y'all some of the powdered stuff, and I wanted to send y'all the goop, but I had the goop and everything. I had the candy, and I put it in that box, and I was like, that's gonna get on everything. I tried to send the flyers and everything, and I was like, I can't send them the goop. But the goop, it's very good. And they just put random candies in it and sell it in these little bins. It's great.
What are they called? I have no image. Or like I have several images. I'm not sure which one to focus on.
They're very hard to explain.
Us like the strawberry laces, right? I think you sent us those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those were fucking good.
They'll just like snap them up.
Yep, they disappeared, dude.
But I also think you sent us like super hot ones.
Yeah, they're still in the cupboard.
Yeah. The spicy and sour is like a fascinating combination, and it works. But yeah, I do prefer the goop. I just couldn't send it to you. Because
do they have a name?
It looks really gross because I've got like a half-eaten bin open, but you get an idea. I've had this conversation already, and I know the pictures that I have, and they're not great. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That's
okay.
the shit, Neil.
It's so good, though. Listen.
I'm listening, but no, this is a hard sell. So, you walked into my house, you spit in my face, and you said, this is why you need a new tire. Like, the fuck is this?
I think it might be a little bit strawberry, but it's a little bit spicy, and it's like a sweet goop that you take these, they come with these little plastic tweezers, and you pull the gummy worm out of the goop, and the goop is good. It's a little spicy.
So do you get the?
It's hard to explain.
Do you get the box with the worm separately and the goop? Like you get 3 different
No,
ingredients?
you get them in the goop as well. I do have a bottle of the goop that's separate to put in whatever I choose to put the goop on. But that jar, you see the second one in that picture there up at the top, that's the packaging they come in.
Okay.
And you can see that it's still a little bit open. And that's as good as the packaging gets. Like, so I couldn't like send
Wow.
them because the packaging is really...
Yeah. Bad.
If it tilts, it's coming out. The goop is coming out. So
yeah.
I couldn't really send it.
I appreciate you not covering all your beautiful gifts and things you sent us in Chome Fruta.
Made in San Antonio by the Alamo Candy Company. That's who makes all these things. I like them a lot.
I mean, you could have bought a couple of them and just emptied them into a Tupperware.
Yeah, but I thought I did think about that, and then I also thought about customs and what they would think about my mess.
I assure you, the custom would have given us gripe over this.
Yes.
We're gonna need to know
fuck is this
exactly what
red
the goop
shit?
is and how much of it is and how much it's worth. We are currently
And I'll be
assuming
like,
this
I
is
don't
gold.
fucking know.
Cold goop. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, it is this kind of like spicy, warm, sour. It feels like barbecue meat. I don't know how to explain it. It felt like when I was eating it. It was just super weird.
Do you have the one of the little baggies that I'd sent?
I think we still have the hot ones.
Yeah, we can't eat those. All right, V has something. Yeah.
Yeah. So that doesn't have goop, but it has like the what would it be called? Like the sour or the spicy salt.
Yeah, it has like the seasoning.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like that was way too hot for me.
Yeah, nope. I am not a fan of spicy candy. Maybe I should be a fan of spicy candy. It might slow me down, but I am not a fan of spicy
Slow
candy.
you down.
Have you ever had like Red Hot or Fireballs?
Uh,
These are pretty common in the States at least.
I feel like I've heard or seen that. Let me see.
Fireballs are kind of like a spicy jawbreaker.
Yes, I do remember fireballs existing in Iceland, but I think they're gone now.
We were like, hell no. Yeah, I remember seeing those as a kid. I think my nephew was really into eating them, but that was just like, nah, enough for me.
I love those.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
Did you also like that stuff that was like, you had like a lollipop and you dip it into that powder
Yep.
stuff?
What was it called?
Yeah, man.
Dip and mix.
Fun Dip.
They were called Double Dip in the UK.
Fun Dip is great, but the best part of Fun Dip is the sugar stick. I just like the sugar stick a whole lot. They sell still these little candy cigarette like type things. They're like just very small sugar sticks.
Yeah.
I love those. It's just sticks of sugar and I could eat them all day. They're so good.
I just Googled double dip. I love that, at least according to what I'm seeing here, it doesn't seem like they've changed the art on the package since like fucking 1990s. Like it hasn't gotten all anime. It's still this like weird 90s art. I love it.
90s art of a person that never learned to draw.
This was a style. Like it was terrible style, but it was definitely a style.
It was a choice.
I think it was the early days when vector art was a thing, and like the people that could work with vector were the people that could not draw. And the people that could draw were not able to do vector, so
The smell of these are, I'm not going to lie, really good. But it does have a little warning at the bottom that says, please do not lick your fingers.
why?
I don't know.
That sounds like the opposite of what candy should make you do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just what it says. It smells amazing, and I know a part of me is like, oh, I could try one of them. My other part of my brain's like, do you remember how much you didn't you were not okay with how much is burnt.
You should eat one just for the stream, just so the audience can know what the candy Neil is trying to describe is.
I'm gonna post.
It's for the
Patron.
it's
You're
a
going to
little
be responsible, sir.
What? What am I?
Oh wait, nobody's recording this, so fuck it.
What? We're recording everything.
I was going to say this could have been for Patreon content, but no one's recording the video.
Oh no! Yeah, no.
We didn't get the other one running.
No, I did not do that this time. Random fact: Double Dip is apparently name of one of the Lilo and Stitch alien knockoffs.
What?
Okay.
Double dip. Yep, I kept scrolling down in Double Dip, and all of a sudden Lilo and Stitch started popping up, and I was like, okay, now I'm having a fucking stroke. How am I back here?
I know of what is it 627 or 625?
I would
the
not
one
know.
that makes sandwiches. I love that one. It's so good. All he wants to do is make sandwiches. He's like perfect or whatever, but all that he wants to do is make sandwiches, and that's so good. I love that.
Thank you for Neil. And if we had the cameras running, I would try the ones in front of me, but I'm not going to.
Boo.
Yes, fuck no.
That's fine. Yeah, it's a bit different than the goop. I'll have to send the goop at some point.
Yes,
That's
please.
that's
It's just that
definitely
it's gonna cost.
Patreon
I
content.
could get like a gallon of the goop for like $2. It's gonna cost me $80 to send it to you. So that's the unfortunate
I don't think we need a
reality.
gallon, man. Get like a teaspoon.
Don't you dare.
It takes like $80 to send out anything. It's absurd.
I know. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. It's cheaper to ask someone when they're flying through Iceland to check a bag for them.
Just full of
cheaper.
goop. Sir,
No,
did you
no,
pack this bag? Uh-huh. So this goop is yours. Uh-huh.
What's this like congealed red blood looking stuff?
Is this like, I want to be a millionaire, can I call a friend?
I don't think that I could take it on a plane. It's liquid.
No, you can.
Counts
It's liquid,
as a
yeah.
chemical hazard.
Yeah.
You could check it like into the luggage
off
that
bag,
you have
yeah.
to give them, but you could definitely not take it in the plane itself.
I never do luggage. I always do.
Not me either.
carry-on.
Fuck that. I'm gonna attempt my next trip with just like one of the really tiny like drawstring backpacks.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
only there for
insane.
like 2 nights.
You're insane.
I'm gonna give it a shot. Like fuck this. Like I have my phone. I will need underwear. Everything else is fine.
You already have a perfectly useful like stewardess bag, one of those like perfectly made.
But it takes so long when you're not EU to go through any airport ever. It's so irritating.
It's not going to make you any faster to have a drawstring bag than a
Yes, it
stewardess
is.
bag.
Because then I don't have to fuck around reaching up. Oh, I have to wait for the people behind and in front of me to get
You're
their
gonna have
bags
to
out.
wait
No,
for them
I'm standing
anyway,
in the aisle.
because they
I go
all stand in
straight
the
to front
aisle
of the
like
plane.
assholes.
Nope, I'm going straight to the front of the plane. Fuck this. I'm going as far as I can before someone else gets off their ass. I'm getting an aisle seat and I am leaving that plane as soon as possible so I don't have to be in that goddamn
You're gonna
airport longer
beat
than
them
possible.
by 2 minutes.
Cassie,
Yes.
number
Yep.
2.
Me.
Number 2.
Number 2. Yeah. So okay. Wait.
Eighth.
Okay. Eighth. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Actually, I come first. Sorry, Cassie.
Well.
My number 2 choice is the Icelandic candy called Þristur.
That's my honorable mention.
Sorry, I'm taking it because it's just a fucking perfect candy. So, a Þristur is candy very similar in size to Twix. Imagine if you cut Twix into like 3 pieces. But inside of it, it's let me see. How would I describe it? It's got it's got a hard chocolate shell, and then inside of it, it's got fudge and licorice, and it is so fucking soft, and it's so fucking it's so chewy. It is perfectly chewy. It is the chewiest chewy candy that you could ever chew. It's perfect. Absolutely love
And
it.
even though there's licorice in it, it is still tolerable. It is acceptable.
Yeah.
It's
Has to
nice.
accept the
It was honorable mention because
acceptable
it has licorice in it,
amount of licorice.
Yes, as in virtually none, and it's amazing.
I basically tell anybody who comes to Iceland who's like, oh, chocolate and licorice, it's blah, 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 blah. It's like, try a Þristur. don't try 8-Sat, which is literally just a piece of licorice on top of chocolate.
It's shit.
It's terrible.
Awful.
I do not understand why that was a popular candy in Iceland ever. But do go with Þristur. Þristur's fucking fantastic. And I believe this happened like 2-3 years ago in my relationship with V. I bought a bag of Þristur knowing she didn't like licorice with candy, thinking to myself like, this will be my bag. And then I bought her like chips. And then all of a sudden my Þristur started opening and disappearing. And I'm like, this bullshit. This fucking bullshit.
It was so
You
good.
thought you had the
It's
perfect
so
plan,
nice.
but alas.
I thought I hate chips. Chips suck.
I love crisps. Crisps are good. But yeah, I've unfortunately fallen down the sweet tooth hole with being here and you. The Thrist is good. It's just full of chocolate. And Ethel's sister makes an amazing Thrister cheesecake. It's so good.
Oh, that was dangerous.
It's so dangerous, but it's so good.
Do you melt the Thrister before you use it in the cake, or do you just put them in there on top of the...
I think she chopped it up because it's kind of fudgy. You can chop it into tiny little
I think she like chops it and melts it down, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like when you see people like, oh yeah, this is a Mars cake, and all they've done is put a Mars on top of a cake.
like a big
It's just like, that's not a Mars cake.
Yeah, or like a Twix cake, and you just layer the bottom with Twix.
Oh no!
It's like
heresy.
No.
So it's like a
make some
Twix
effort, man.
lasagna or whatever, but it's a cake.
Look,
No, she puts like good effort into this and melts this shit down. Mwah.
I
So good.
made a Twix cheesecake. Buys a cheesecake, Twix in the bottom.
As candles.
Yes, as candles.
Oh, blimey.
I'm glad we're in agreement with what is a shit cake. And
But that's a dessert and not a snack. That's not
It's
or
a candy. I hate this conversation.
I think the cake would be more of a pastry or like a baked good.
Cake
Yeah,
is candy.
yeah.
Cake is
Candy
candy?
is candy.
No, it's
Cake is
not.
candy.
No, cake is cake. Cake is a dessert. Like,
Cake-
or it
Ethan,
goes like when
I've got-
someone
Candy
tosses
is
around.
dessert.
like
I'm gonna
tea.
say this.
Dessert
I'm
is
gonna say this right
candy.
now. Your wife is candy.
Yes, she is.
Aww. 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 Okay. Well, after that sweet compliment, let's go to a sweet ad. Nailed it.
My number 2 is a candy that I did not know existed before, but because I think they were relatively new on the market. I only learned about it when they contacted us at work, because at work we do pack shots of products, like of products that need like if you have a label and you need it to be put on a package. And you don't want to... Usually you have to hire a photographer to do that for like Amazon photos, Amazon sale stuff or whatever. And we do it all digitally. We wrap the label around on a 3D model. And we had this customer contact us and were like, oh, we're a relatively new producer of this kind of candy, of so-called ginger candy. And we want to have like pack shots for our products, which for some reason made the most sales on Amazon. And they're called E-Bonds. And I actually have a few of them here. They're a German product. They're in these little, well, the ones I like, these specific ones. They usually come like hard candy, like the ones that you don't chew, but the ones I like the most are the ones you chew. And they are like ginger candies with... well, there are the normal ones, that's just the ginger candy, and then there's ones with mango. I really love those. And I'm usually not a fan of ginger. I actually hate ginger. But in order for us to make the pack shots for them, they sent us an entire box of their products. So we had like hand samples, basically. We knew the dimensions and like how the... what's it called, the folds in the products are and whatever, to make it look more realistic. Usually that's not the way we work, because we want to be like we try to be not like the photographers. You don't have to send us your product, and we can repeat the process the entire time. But since they are new, they were like, yeah, we're just gonna send you a bunch of candy. So they sent us like a big box of 10 of each one of their candies, and they had like at least 15 of them.
Oh.
So we had to eat a lot of candy during one time, and we gave them out to people who were like, you want some candy? And I tried these ones, the chewy ones. They have like a chewy texture, and I really like them, and I started just eating them constantly, like 2-3 chews and they're gone. So I was just popping them while at work, and I emptied those boxes fairly well on my own. And yeah, I now see them in the store sometimes, and I actually bought them. I don't currently eat them a lot. I don't know, maybe I just ate too much of them, or maybe I just sometimes I'm not in the mood. I don't like candy so much, so sometimes I'm not in the mood for some stuff like this a lot, but like I still eat it sometimes, you know. Yeah, it's just a ginger candy that has a chewy texture from the company Ebons. And I know my mom once bought, like, because she I don't know if she got them from someone else or if she bought them, but she ended up with a similar chewy ginger candy, and I was not a fan of those too much. I like the ones that we got from our customer much more. But yeah, I really like them. I'm gonna unpack one so you can see one. The problem with these that I see is that because they're chewy, they're also a little bit more melty, I guess, and they're all in these little packages. So sometimes they melt in the summer, or like not melt, but they get really
really sticky on the side of the paper that they're in. Yeah. So, we used to do that. Oh damn, that is stretchy.
I like them.
I am also with you. I'm not always a huge fan of ginger. Like, I have to usually have it with something else. Huh?
Terrible. Mm-hmm. Ginger's terrible.
Terrible.
I also don't like ginger, like, at all. But these candies, I really like those. They also had like a ginger energy drink.
Oh no!
And they sent us a pallet of those. Like,
one of our friends, Gary, at one point tried to get like into ginger drinks, and it was such a weird thing. I 100% what he was going for. Ginger is supposedly really good for you. It has a lot of like weird vitamins and minerals and blah 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 blah. And he wanted to be healthy, but ginger drinks are disgusting. So,
in fairness, the ones that we got from the customer were actually, I liked them because the ginger was not overpowering. Like, they had this spiciness that you have from ginger, but you did not really taste the ginger very much.
What about ginger ale?
No, disgusting. Disgusting.
Like Canada Dry.
I feel like the ginger ale that I know never tastes like ginger.
Yeah, no, because it's just I don't know what ginger. It's just good soda. What do you mean?
It's not.
Yes, it is.
Like, the only time I've ever had like ginger beer or ginger ale was when I had morning sickness, because it generally helped. Like, it's generally like okay, but it was fucking disgusting.
Ginger ale is so good.
It's a big nope for me.
Disgusting.
I think I don't mind it. I think I like it. I don't have any like disgusting associations with it, but I don't have like a taste memory in my mind right now because I don't drink it a lot. I just know that it does not taste like ginger. And when I first heard like the word ginger, because I remember my mom calling it ginger ale, and I never had an association with what ginger really meant other than the color. Until I had a one-on-one translation of ginger being Ingwer in German, and I was like, oh, what? I never questioned the word ginger ale. In my mind, it was just
it's a word
for a thing.
So, Neil, it sounds like you're on the ginger hype train.
I like ginger ale. I don't like other ginger things. I don't think.
But you like spicy stuff. I can send you some of these.
I don't know. I don't know what. I'm aware that Canada Dry and ginger ales do not really taste like ginger, but I don't know how ginger tastes. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Don't eat ginger raw to find out. That's what I'm gonna
Do
say.
it. Go buy a ginger root at the store, and
I know
at the
it's a cooking
checkout, ask
ingredient. I know what it looks
No,
like.
you could just you can just eat sushi. Like at a sushi restaurant, you always get a little bit of ginger.
Oh, okay.
there.
go
then
to
I
the
do
supermarket, go to the checkout with the
I do know it
storyteller
then.
guy, and ask them, how should I cook this? And when they say, I don't know, just bite into it in front of them. Do it.
No,
Staring them in the
that's
eyes.
ginger though, Cassie. Okay.
Yeah, the white stuff. That's
Okay,
ginger.
I know. Yeah. Okay. It's all right.
It's, oh, you eat it? Do you eat it?
It's. I don't know. I don't think of it as a.
I remember, like,
candy kind of profile.
Last year, I went to a Christmas festival with them at my office, and we had we all could take a +1 to it, and like the +1 of a new coworker I had, like we had we ordered a bunch of sushi because we didn't know what everyone who was coming with their +1s was going to eat, and we had like a couple of gingers there, and like usually no one eats the ginger. And then the +1 of one of my new co-workers started eating the ginger. I was like, oh my God, I thought no one would ever eat those. I thought they were just, I don't know, you just throw them away.
It's been so long since I've had sushi.
Sushi? Oh, yeah.
I love
I
sushi.
only really just started eating sushi. So Ethel's sister and one of his brother's girlfriends, they kidnapped me for a hen party thing. And for dinner, we had sushi. And I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
So
it was
good.
great. But I still don't understand how they're feeling. Like, I had like so much. I was like, I guess I'm full, but I don't feel it. I just don't get it.
Because rice is filling.
I know. And it's deceptive how much you end up eating, but it was just like,
Yes. Is rice filling, though?
It is.
I feel like I can eat
It's
like
a bulk
tons
material.
of rice, and then like 3 minutes later, I'm like,
Sushi always makes me feel good after eating it, and I'm so used to like eating hamburgers and greasy nonsense that makes me feel groggy and tired and trashy afterwards, that when I eat sushi and I don't feel like that, it's always so surprising. I'm like, sushi is magical.
I have a
Gives you
complaint to make
energy.
about burgers in America, Neil.
Okay.
I have a complaint.
I need to lodge my
Neil,
complaint.
please,
All right.
please bring that complaint.
Let's talk about burgers. This
I
is our
feel
candy
like-
episode, but we can talk
Yeah,
about
I
burgers.
feel like no, Neil. I feel like this counts as candy because we had a burger and it was so coated in sugar.
it was from
I was like, what the fuck
it was
is
from
this?
Wendy's.
Caramelized bacon?
No, it was the
Caramelized?
burger itself. It was like a bit into it. I'm like, why does this taste like it's covevered in like
It's Wendy's.
syrup? Why does this feel like
It did not
covered in like
taste like it
sugary
was
syrup?
covered in syrup. It had
They
a
have the-
slight
they have
the square
sweet tint
patties.
to it.
Disgusting.
No, you are insane. I had one of those too. They were burgers from
Awful.
Wendy's, and yes, they were shockingly sweet, but they were not like somebody had taken like powdered sugar and dumped it in the bag, like V is trying to make it sound like.
Wendy's is all right. My biggest complaint with Wendy's is that they use a lot of mayonnaise and ketchup, and also a tomato, and all those things together make a lot of liquid. So
Yeah.
they tend to be
Soggy burger.
They teeter the point of like, if you don't have all those things, it's too dry. But when you put all those things on it, it is very wet. Wendy's is good though. It's all right.
It's, no,
So
nah, man, nah.
V and a couple of my family members were all like, this is way too sweet. And I'm sitting there like, this is fun and different. This is shockingly sweet, though.
Next time you go to Wendy's, try a spicy chicken sandwich.
Hear that, V? Spicy chicken sandwich. Next
That's
time
good.
we're waiting for our rental car for 3 hours.
Oof.
Oh my god, that's infuriating. Anyway, yeah, my number 2 spot is chocolate limes.
What?
I'm sorry, what?
It's chocolate limes.
What?
So it's a hard boiled sweet, and it tastes like really strongly of lime. And then on the inside of it is like this just chocolate. it's just chocolate. And it's great. Like, you get partway through the lime, it's like, oh, this is tangy. Milk chocolate, and it's great. I love them.
Oh.
I love them very, very much.
Oh, I've had these. Yeah, they're like fun. They're very fun.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Chocolate
limes.
So they're like sucker sweets, like hard shell. And you suck on them, and they're kind of limey and tangy. And then once the shell breaks, there's just chocolate inside of it.
Oh,
It's so good.
Yeah,
It's so good.
remember these.
I love them. It was like one of my dad's favorite sweets. He used to, like, next to his bed, he would also have his little chest of drawers, right? And the top drawer was always filled with candy. It was always filled with Fry's peppermint chocolate, and also chocolate limes and like other random. Yeah, I know what you're about to say. You're about to say, "Hey, wasn't your dad diabetic?" And I point to the candy cupboard as to why he became a diabetic.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he had a massive sweet tooth. He didn't grow up with much sugar, so when he became an adult, he ate too much sugar. But yeah, like, chocolate limes are great. I found a diabetic version for him when we were living here in Iceland, and I ordered it on Amazon. I sent it to his house, but I didn't realize how much I'd ordered because it didn't really give a proper weight, and it showed like one small bag. I sent him a kilo of diabetic chocolate limes. There were so many.
Didn't he eat it in like a couple of days?
A couple of weeks, yeah,
Okay.
he got through them. So yeah, but yeah, I love chocolate limes. They're really tasty. They're tangy. And then you get chocolate in the middle, and that's everything I like about candies. They're good. If they were chewy on the outside, a little bit less than the hard suckery thing, I'd be much happier. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. It's pretty good. I like it.
I think they're doing the right thing by like forcing you to suck on the hard shell.
I agree.
Do y'all have, I think they're called lemon heads. I think that's what they're called. They're
Lemon drops?
not lemon drops. Not really. They're like, if you know what the fireballs are, it's kind of like that, but with lemon. They're like,
is it just super
soft.
sour?
It's kind of soft sour. Yeah, it's very tart and sour.
Tart.
I think so. But I think I know what you're chatting about. Like,
Yeah, they're soft. They're not.
yeah,
But they're
like,
about the
Are
size
they
of
like normally
the-
coated in like a powdery something?
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I remember my old man having them. He was also really into lemon bonbons and strawberry bonbons.
Strawberry bonbons
and they had that
are
slight
so
soury
good.
to
I don't
them.
know about lemon, but
Lemon's good, man. It's so good. Yeah, so that's it. That was my second choice. I just like them. That's it. I also wanted to step to him whenever I get a chance to talk about me sending sweet things to my dad as a diabetic. They're just I would love to use any choice for those because they're always stupid and dumb. So yeah, that's it. Neil, what's in your top spot, buddy? What have we got?
well, honorable mentions.
Oh, all right.
I like Nerds Ropes quite a bit. I like Jolly Ranchers. However, my favorite Jolly Rancher. Do y'all have Jolly Ranchers? Yup. I don't know what y'all have and don't have. I realized that I probably sent y'all more Red 40 than Iceland's cool with.
Yep. Jolly Ranchers are like just like kind of chewy candy. Like
No, they're hard candy.
oh, okay.
It's kind of glass. Little,
Mm-mm.
yeah.
See, it drives me insane. Like we have a word for hard candies. It's called brjóstsykur, and it drives me insane that you guys
Boiled
don't
sugar.
Have...
Boiled sugar.
No, brjóstsykur. Chest sugar. Like, I don't know why it's called that, but we have a word for
Cough
it.
sweets,
It drives me insane that the rest of the world does not seem to have a word for hard-shelled candy. It's insane.
I can tell you why it's called chest sugar
It's called chest...
because you used to make stuff like candies that are for the lungs out of hard sugar. So it's for the
Yeah.
chest.
Oh, yeah, the kind of like the thing...
And
that
it wasn't until later that they actually made them sweet.
Okay.
They started out as a medicine.
Sorry,
So they
Neil.
make Jolly Ranchers that are not normal shape. They make like bars of Jolly Rancher, which is the best. Also, there's these green apple lollipops that are covered in like a hard caramel. So good. The green caramel apple popsicles. So good.
How are you not dead, dude?
God, what else? I forgot what the things
He lives
were.
in Texas. He has to sweat all the sugar out.
True.
True.
I forgot what all things. Okay. I had so many things and now they're gone. All right.
No.
Honorable mentions. I might have more later. I'll think about them.
Honorable mentions part 2.
Yeah. So a candy went away for a very long time and I could not get it. And your favorite things are always the things that you cannot have. And so for a long time, I thought about these. And then they made a comeback recently, apparently. And I didn't know that because they only sell them in like one store, apparently. But anyways, cream savers, the strawberry cream savers are very good and nostalgic. And I will put those in number 1.
Oh, the grandma candies.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Either.
They
Yeah,
are grandma candies.
these are exactly the kind of candies that your like grandparents would have in a bowl.
Either those or Werther's Echter.
Oh,
We had
Werther's?
our grandparents would have Werther's Originals. So it'd be like, the butter cream thingy, butterscotch candies.
Yeah, it was either those or the strawberry cream ones.
yep, Werther's Original. Yep. Yep, this is European at least. I don't know if it's global for you as well, but Werther's Original, grandparents always.
Yep.
I think we have those.
Damn.
Oh no. So,
Yeah, I bow with you. Cream savers are good.
They're very good.
I feel like I've had them like once or twice. Like they are not sold in stores in Iceland, but I feel like I've like had them once or twice.
But they are creamy and they're fruity and they're good.
V, when this recording is over, can we go buy candy?
I don't know. We need to get past. Oh damn! Another 2 hours. That's not going to happen.
So, like, why do you have
That is a good choice.
like nostalgic?
what do you mean they went away?
That's a better question.
They stopped selling cream. They went out of business or whatever. They just stopped selling them. They were discontinued.
The grandmas died out.
Yeah.
And then they came back.
Yeah, they brought them back in 2021, I think.
They brought
According
back
to the
grandmas.
website.
The grandmas.
Yeah. So for a while they weren't around, and I still haven't seen them. Otherwise, I would eat them from time to time. But apparently they're back, and you can buy them, seemingly in stock in a lot of places. So I don't think that these are expired ones from a long time ago. It seems like they're around, and I just have to order some. So that's exciting.
Damn.
I'm fucking dying.
I would enjoy that.
Are you just replacing candies with grandma the entire time?
Like the last minute of Neil describing how grandmas just went away, but then they came back, and you can get them at stores, and he doesn't think they're expired.
I picked up on what you picked up on.
I'm sorry. There was like a passing joke, and it killed. Sorry. So like
Chocolate covered raisins, honorable mention.
oh,
Those are good.
yep,
Yep.
100%. They, I can eat those by the fucking handful. Those are good, and they're good for you too because raisins are technically just grapes.
Just try those espresso beans. They're good. I used to get milk chocolate ones though. Usually you only find dark chocolate. That's the most common, but I used to get milk chocolate ones. I just
Icelanders,
don't know where to get
Those chocolate covered coffee beans that you sent us are really good, except I ate too many one evening. I just could not go to sleep.
You're still your sleeping cycle is still not right.
I'm screwed. Like, since we got back from the States, my sleeping schedule is whacked.
They're so good. They have such a crunch to them.
They do.
Yeah.
They get to sit on my table because V can't control herself.
Nope. That's the truth.
Dead.
Oh, blimey. All right, Aethel, what is your top spot of candy?
I'm going to do an honorable mention. Honorable mention.
Okay.
Literally any candy that doesn't have like liquor taste to it. Not licorice, like alcohol.
Yeah,
Like,
booze.
Yeah. Stop putting like cognac or something in fucking chocolate. It's disgusting. Every other candy gets an honorable mention except gross ass candy with alcohol in it.
They're not candies, they're pralines.
Well, they can fuck off. That's what they can do.
Yeah, because they're French, so.
So, my top candy is whatever candy I have. It is literally that simple. I do not have a favorite candy. I cannot go to the store and point at a candy and go, that's my favorite. Because I love all candy. I love all fucking candy. I eat all of it. Whatever candy I have is the candy I'm eating, and that's the candy I'm happy with. I am a glutton for sugar and chocolate. I have a problem, guys, and I should not be enabled. I should go into rehab, but there is no stopping this. This train is on a collision course with diabetes and an early grave, but that is a collision course I have to work on myself. I love all candy, dude.
Yeah.
So you're the embodiment of that saying that's like a swallow in the hand is better than two on the roof or something like that?
Two in the bush. Yeah, burn.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. No,
as long as it's in your hand, it's good.
I sit down and there's a bowl of candy in front of me. I do not look around for other bowls with other candies in them. I'm just like, oh, candy. Yay. I do not.
Do y'all have that I sent?
What did you just send?
I think so. I think I had that in my childhood.
Sour ooze tube squeeze candy.
Yeah, it's just oozing.
Just put it directly in your mouth, right?
Yeah, it's just oozing a tube.
Are you fucking kidding me? You guys can't have Kinder eggs, but you can have ooze in a tube.
Because there's no toys inside of the ooze.
Oh, wow.
As soon as they start putting glitter in it, it's the Americans are going to be like, no, that's toys.
I love how that's a thing, but like they'll still do like Cracker Jacks, which are allowed to have the little piece of paper toy in them. I don't know.
You guys have fortune cookies already. Like,
yeah, it just seems equally logical that would be an issue, but I don't know.
You should be fine.
Yeah, you would think.
It's yeah. I don't have much to say. Like, I am an absolute glutton for candy. I will even eat candy I don't like just for the sugar. I genuinely have a problem.
Just because it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's. I'm trying to remember. There was like I didn't like nuts. I really used to hate the taste of nuts. But in Quality Streets, there's the purple candy that has like nuts in it, and I used to eat it last as long as there was no other candy. Like at Christmas, when Mom bought a big can of Quality Streets, nobody in my house liked the purple ones, and I would eat those goddamn purple ones, even though there was a fucking nut in it, just because I like candy. So, yeah, there you go. My top candy is the one I have.
Saltwater taffy. So good.
Super easy to buy for. Not gonna lie. Kesser. What have you got?
Yeah. So another one I have at hand, actually. This one is called Dextro Energy. I don't know if it's sold anywhere outside. I think it's called sold outside of Germany, but it's like a German brand. And funnily enough, they also are one of our customers because they wanted pack shots from us. And you guessed it, we got a whole bag of Dextro Energy. But they've been around for much longer. Like I remember eating them at school. They're basically just these little tablets, like little square tabs that are basically just glucose sugar. They're like this size and flat.
Yep.
And you can break them off, and then you have like a little bit of sugar. And it's supposed to help you like focus better. Because, you know, glucose sugar goes straight into your bloodstream. And it used to be like a thing that many people in school ate over here. simply because it helped you focus a little bit better because of the sugar. And I never felt that it made me focus better, but I just liked the taste of it, so I kept just eating it. Because it's not, it is basically just sugar, but it has like a unique taste to it. And dextro actually has a whole range of different kinds of taste. Like this one I have here is lemon. I'm not a fan of it too much. I'm not a lemon fan. But it's like one of the leftovers from the big package that we got. They have like a lot of stuff that they market for dextro energy. Like they have chocolate bars and energy bars for like doing sports and stuff like that, and gummies and stuff you mix into your water to have like a drink for sport people or whatever the fuck. Like we got a package of all of those things, but I personally just prefer like the plain old candy in the like actually the just the classic taste. There's very few of the other tastes that I like, but yeah, just like the taste of it.
I approve of the utilitarian nature of this candy. Here is glucose. We put it in square, put it in mouth and eat. Just.
So I remember these. We have them in the UK too. I remember having the lemon ones. We always had a pack of them on hand, just in case there was a diabetic crash.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, we had like a lot of like it was mandatory for the people that were like school first aid helpers to always have a few of them on their persons.
Yeah.
And I do remember as like when I was a child, whenever I went to the apothecary with my mom, we would also get like not this brand per se, but like little packs of glucose in little pouches. So children were fed on the glucose train early. And I
filled them with sugar.
And I loved them as a child already. Like I'm a fan of glucose. and I don't ever get the stuff from that you get at the apothecary anymore. They were a little bit softer at the apothecary. Like the ones from Dextro, they are a little bit more harder. So I usually suck on one for like 10-20 minutes maybe. You can just
glucose.
You can just pop it into your mouth and let it dissolve, but I'm not a savage.
Oh no, dude! Anything that requires sucking on, I just chew. I crush the fuck out.
No, you don't. It's not.
Really
it's not like a hard candy. I just, I try to make it last a little bit longer.
Yeah, she won't.
Nope.
You give her some candy that is like way too like potent and yummy, and you need to like suck on it for a while. Nope. 5 seconds later, crunch, crunch, crunch.
Straight down, baby. There was no waiting for that chocolate in the chocolate lime ever.
Straight to the gold.
Like in Iceland, in our apothecary, like we have the same thing. Like not those square ones, but we have like
little round
ones.
Yeah, little round ones in pouches that have like cherry and apricot.
Lime.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like we definitely had those, and I once bought one of those, thinking like, is this healthy? Because it's sold in the apothecary. Like, I don't feel like they should sell unhealthy. No, it's just straight sugar, dude.
It is straight sugar, but it's like for helping you focus.
I love the glucose.
It's like a quick pickup. Yeah.
I love the glucose is the funniest line. I just imagine a bug because like calling it glucose is so weird. I love the glucose.
What would you do? You have anything similar in the US?
Glucose is just
they just have Adderall.
Everything. I don't know.
They cover everything in syrup, like breakfast syrup, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, I mean, you have obviously you have glucose like as a topping for stuff, but do you have like just sugar, just plain glucose tablets or whatever, or pills or whatever?
Like the candy cigarette sticks. Like the Fun Dip sticks?
I'm not sure if they're made of glucose.
Without the powder?
I don't think they're the same.
I wonder.
I don't know.
Oh, wow. I have to Google this.
What is it made from? Corn syrup.
I can't find pictures of the Icelandic powder sugar tablet thingies.
I love the glucose.
No, they're not the same. They're close, but they're not the same. Yeah, when I searched Dextro Energy, I'm pretty sure I know what this is. It was the same thing.
What?
I remembered.
No, what is this? Cassie, get the shit. Why does it look like condoms?
They have some chunky condoms, dude. What the fuck have you been using?
Well, I have a chunky
Also,
member myself.
These are very, very tiny. The size of the dick would be like 1 centimeter in a radius. No, what's the other one? Diameter.
No, I'm no, I was coming like little like tubes.
Okay, yeah. Hang on.
Not like hard tubes, like little plastic wrapping tubes thingies. Like,
that's the alternative. This one.
Instead of passing out something that looks like tiny little condoms.
Is it like this? The one I sent?
Let me see. Sorry, I keep clicking back to the video so I can see your beautiful, beautiful faces. Ew. Yes, almost exactly like that. Yeah. Though I am 99% sure it does not say Troppensugar in Traubensugar.
Traubenzucker.
Traubensugar.
Yeah, I don't know what these are.
It literally translates to grape sugar because it used to be harvested from grapes.
Damn.
What did you say, Neil?
I don't know what these are.
Sugar.
You can just have is it just like sugar cubes?
Basically,
they're basically.
I can send you some.
They're super, super soft. Like basically, imagine if somebody took sugar and just pressed it together until it became like hard enough that
but
it's not, and then you just bite it.
It's not like a sugar cube because sugar cube has like those really grainy texture, and glucose is much finer. It's more like powder sugar. Yeah,
chalk.
Chalk. Yeah, it's
more like
the
chalk.
Texture like chalk.
Yeah, but it's super sweet, just like sugar, and then they add a little bit of like flavoring to it, like lime or strawberry or whatever.
To make it bearable.
To distract you normies from the beautiful rush of sugar.
I love the glucose.
We used to have cola ones. I remember them. Like, but we also used to have Lucasade ones. So I always went for Lucasade ones.
What is Lucasade?
I miss my Lucasade. Lucasade is an energy drink in the UK. It's the colour is orange and it's fizzy and it's amazing. And I always used to have it when I was sick. And then they released flavours. And they had a lemon flavoured one. And I used to down 6 packs of those when I was doing 12-hour shifts at the hospital. And that was super not healthy for me.
And a little bit of a fun fact. If you Google either E-bonds or Dextro Energy or follow the links in the the podcast description, the pack shots are made by me. Yay!
Hey!
Which is the common thread that I mentioned earlier. All of these candies somehow relate to my work. Even Haribo.
Yeah, even the Haribo one, yeah. Damn.
If I just randomly get exposed to candy, I'm like, yeah, I guess I like this.
So what's the OG flavor is the one that you're?
Yeah, I just like classic ones because back when I was still in school, like the classic ones was, I think, one of the only ones, or the one you were most able to get, and the other ones were like maybe the shop has them, maybe not. So it was easiest just to get the regular one.
Gotcha. Oh, thank you for that. My top candy, I was going to jokingly say my top candy. I was going to jokingly make every one of my favorite candies a variation of the main candy that I like, but I decided not to do that.
Skittles.
That would be being a dick.
Sour Skittles. Tropical Skittles.
Skittles. No, it's not Skittles. It's Kit Kats. More accurately, not Kit Kats per se, but anything that has wafers in them and is covered in chocolate. I love Kit Kats. When I was 14 or 15, I think, I was in a youth theatre group and I scored one of the leading roles in a play that we put on. and it was this 16-year-old boy, and he had broken his arm, so he had a sling on, so I had a sling on stage, and partway through the show, he would just pull a Kit Kat out from his sling, and of course, you don't want to have the same Kit Kat every night because that shit gets melty under stage lights. So I would just eat it during the course of the show because I spent like 20 minutes not saying anything because I wasn't in the scene, but I was on stage. So I did something. I ate the Kit Kat. And I developed a fondness for Kit Kats. I love mint Kit Kats. Mint chocolate is by far my favourite of all the chocolate types.
Mint is
and I included it as part of the Kit Kat one because Kit Kats is the candy of choice. But I also super like dark chocolate, which I didn't think I liked dark chocolate ever until I went to a weekend course for smart mathematician kids. And the only chocolate they had available was dark chocolate Kit Kats. So I ate them and it was amazing.
I'm very picky
wafers.
about dark chocolate. It's good,
Yeah,
but it
me
has
too.
to be done right.
I also can't eat like super dark chocolate on its own for lots of it. I can have like a corner or a square, but I can't have like lots
Yeah.
of it.
It depends on the percentage.
It's
like
Kit Kats.
70% dark chocolate.
Yeah.
It's so rich.
Ooh, really good. 90%. Ooh.
Ooh, maybe not. We had to get used to like 90 and 95% cocoa content when we were doing keto because you can't have anything less. It has way too much sugar in it. So we had to get used to the more concentrated chocolate. But now when we're on a keto, I'm just like, yay, sugar. Give me all the chocolate. And I like chocolate. I love chocolate. I love mint chocolate. So when they had a mint Kit Kat, I was in heaven. But I also have related to Kit Kats, a dishonourable mention of a Kit Kat. And it actually happened last month.
Shame.
Whenever this goes out, irrelevant. We were in America and we had a Kit Kat
Boo,
and it was fucking
America.
grim.
Was it just the American Kit Kat?
Wait,
It didn't taste...
you just had a regular
Yeah.
Kit Kat, but it was American and
Yeah.
bad. That might be why I don't
Yeah.
really like it.
Oh, Neil, time to import you.
It was
It was
They're all
really
right.
rough. Like, it didn't taste like chocolate. And the wafer was fine. It's a standard wafer. But the chocolate was grim. It's like,
That's
what
so
is this?
weird.
This isn't a Kit Kat. It's a scam.
guess who finished eating it even though it was bad.
Bora.
That was Aethel. So,
Did you?
Do y'all
Yeah,
have Andes mints? They're like the little mints that you get when you go to Olive Garden. They're like chocolate and mint chocolate. It's like dark chocolate and mint chocolate, but it's like just a little piece of chocolate with both of those in it. No, you don't have those? They're so good.
no.
It sounds like an after eight.
Yeah, after eights are so good.
Did you ever try?
The-
I don't know if you've heard of this, but the Japanese are obsessed with making all these kind of flavors for Kit Kat. Have you ever tried any of those?
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't. I haven't ever had the opportunity to have all the random flavors of Kit Kats. I've had peanut butter Kit Kat. I've had the chunky peanut butter Kit Kat. I've had the dark chocolate, white chocolate, milk chocolate. I've had the strawberries and cream version they did. That was baller. And I've had the mint version, and they're good. They're all really good.
Last year I
Apart from
had
the American version. That was
I had the
crap.
matcha Kit Kat. That one was
Ah.
it was good. I wouldn't constantly eat it, like, but
Yeah.
it was not bad.
Yeah, that's it. I have many honourable mentions because I couldn't narrow the list down that much. And the more we talked about candy, the more I was like, oh yeah, I love this candy. I like that candy too.
Neil, that's fucking expensive candy. How much do you get for that?
It's not expensive. Let me look for the prices.
For
I
the listener,
wasn't
the
paying
link
attention
that
to
Neil
the
just posted says the chocolate that he just mentioned.
$94. Oh wait, $50?
$96.
For one.
Fuck.
I am assuming
it's
that's
just
like
bulk.
1 box.
Yeah.
But
Let's hope.
They're very cheap.
it has 0 fucking reviews, so I don't know.
There's no information. Why is there no information?
You can get
I'm not ordering from this
Because the
website.
people who tried died.
You can get 240 of them for $30.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
180 of them for $24. They're just little chocolate mints.
How big are they? Are they like the size of your thumb or like size of 2 fingers?
They're small. They're like the size of your thumb.
Yeah, they're like the pillow chocolates, right?
Yeah.
That
Yep.
kind of size.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, pillow chocolates. Pillow chocolates are the best.
You're just saying that because you're happy every time you go into a hotel and there's randomly a candy
Free
bar.
chocolate.
You fucking
Free
kidding me?
chocolate.
It's my favorite. The same with like, oh, here's your coffee and also chocolate, sir. You're just like, fuck yeah.
And sometimes
This
it's
place
a
knows how to
cookie.
treat me right.
Yeah, fuck the cookie thing. I don't like
I like the
dipping shit in my coffee.
Yeah, so that's my top mention.
Yay!
Let's do some honourable mentions here. Neil, did you manage to find more honourable mentions?
No, I don't think so. I really like
Aw.
the sugar sticks, like the fun dip stick, and there's just sticks of sugar. That's all it is. But I like that.
I like them when, especially with the cherry sherbet. Like the ones we used to get were cherry and orange. Like you had two different sherbets you could put on the stick. Sugar. Obviously, I can have the orange one, but I love the cherry one. Fucking great. Aethel.
I'm gonna give honorable mentions to chocolate raisins, which are just fucking
Chocolate
amazing.
raisins are good.
Here.
Mm.
And I may get some shit for this one, but popcorn.
I do like popcorn, but I did not
Don't-
put it on there because
candy.
I felt like it was a snack rather than a candy.
like-
It's
I agree.
Earth's candy. It's candy from the earth. The
Yeah,
Earth
exactly.
made this one. It's a candy.
Like to you guys, like popcorn is not candy, but when you get that like caramelized popcorn, which is just grim and gross, then it becomes candy.
So
It's like,
good.
no, fuck off. Popcorn's great.
Actually, you know what? I still can't say that is candy. That just isn't.
But yeah,
I can't say that's candy.
I just want to throw
Yeah.
in a little bit of love for popcorn. I absolutely adore popcorn. And then also all candy forever that doesn't have fucking alcohol in it, because that's just gross.
Kesir.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure if it's a candy, but I'm gonna say burnt almonds. I really like burnt almonds.
Oh yeah. Again, not.
Yeah.
I would not call that. If I'm not allowed to take salt sticks in there, I don't think burnt almonds are fair. But I get
But
that.
the difference is they're sweet. Salt sticks are not sweet.
Y'all are ridiculous.
They are salty.
My
but-
favorite candy is peanuts. No, stop. It's not a candy.
What is peanuts?
So I have some honourable mentions. Anything mint chocolate. It's not really an honourable mention because I mentioned it in my top one, but I love mint chocolate. Anything that is mint and chocolate, dark or light or white or milk, any kind of chocolate with mint, love it. It's for me. Chocolate raisins. There's a candy sweet here called Cocos Rum, which is basically it's chocolate. It's a chocolate ball, and inside of it is rum. But the rum has like crystallized a little bit, so the inside of the chocolate is lined with like this kind of hard, sugary but flaky kind of shell. So you've got the chocolate shell, the kind of alcohol shell, and then the alcohol. It's really good, and I can eat a whole box of those without even thinking about it. And also Turkish Delight. I love Turkish Delight. It's good. I don't like the weird lemon and lime ones. I like the rose flavored. Good.
I once
That's
had
it.
Turkish Delight rose flavored, and like I could not really eat them because the smell of the rose always made me think of soap.
Yeah. I do give it that. It sometimes also feels like soap if they haven't made it properly, or it's gotten too hot or too cold or bloomed or whatever. But yeah, I get that. But I super love the taste. I love Turkish Delight. It's so good. And that's it. That's my top list.
Yay!
My honorable mentions. All right, I guess we have two things left to do. We have to choose someone for the next episode. I'll volunteer as tribute.
Oh.
Since none of you are
No, I think we already
submitting ideas.
have.
I'll go again.
It's me.
Is it?
So episode 8 was me. Yeah.
Oh,
so
you're right.
I've
now
always been
I
doing
see
it
what- yeah, yeah.
alphabetically.
Neil, cut this.
It's super easy for me to keep a track of who I'm bullshitting. It's alphabetical. So I volunteer as tribute since no one is putting forward any ideas. So I'll do the next one. I guess it's just say thank you all so much for listening, and we will see you next month.
After the ads.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Are you going to try and slot an ad in before the outro and after the outro?
Don't do that to people. They will revolt.
Hi everyone, it's V here. Thank you all so much for listening to the Council of Candy deciding what the fuck a candy is or isn't. We'd very much like your feedback on what you consider a candy, and also to know what your favourite candies are. Bonus points if you can send definitely more mint candy my way, because I love that shit. If you're up for it, then we'd very much appreciate seeing any reviews that you have, and putting them wherever it is on your podcast catchers that allow you to give reviews. We love reading them, and it really does help other folks find the show. So that would be awesome. We appreciate that. That's pretty much it. Apologies for being slightly late. I'm hoping to get the next episode out over the next few days, but been a little bit ill and such like, and very busy preparing for Midgard. So yeah, I will try my best to get the next episode out in the next few days. All right, folks, thank you all very much for listening, and see you again soon. Bye. This has been a Blighthouse Studio production. Thank you for listening.